The next falsehood is dealing with palmistry. Palmistry is the science, as they would call it, of taking a devotee's hand and through the intricate lines on the palms of their hands, their nails, and whatever other markings are on the hand, as well as the shape of the arm, whether it be a man or a woman, being able to actually divine their future. Each of the fingers on either hand represents a planetary influence in the life of the person. For example, the index finger to them would represent Jupiter, the ring finger as Apollo, and so on. Even the types of fingerprints are judged. Based on the type of fingerprint that you have, there are those that will make judgments on what type of life that you will lead. Whether you will be creative, a failure, whether you will be wealthy or a pauper, whether you will travel the world or die in the land of your birth. They believe they are able to divine. They have classed fingerprints into categories such as loop, whorl, double loop, arch, and peacock eye. Each of these is supposed to symbolize whether the bearer is a team player, leader, or a loner, or whether they are socially an introvert or extrovert, or perhaps they are self-centered. The fingers, whether they have loops or lines, are taken to represent lifelines. How many children the person will have, whether they are musically inclined, an athlete, or what type of profession they will have. Yes, palmists even go so far as to look at the actual fingernails and to see that as an indication of bad temper, or whether someone is a great lover or has a natural creative instinct. Palmistry, in spite of what many would think, is a growing industry. Customers are willing to pay hundreds of pounds simply to have someone across the table from them touch their hand, feel their flesh, and analyze the actual wrinkles, lines, and striations, as well as the digits on their hand. Many celebrities in cinema, in drama, in music, and in popular culture depend on palmists to inform them of unseen events that may take place, unforeseen circumstances that may grab a hold of them. Palmistry tends to be very popular among the university generation. Those that are eagerly seeking their education in the university will come across parties or social gatherings where there are people who will offer to read their palm for free. And it's considered a type of social party coming of age. And so they have their hand read, and maybe the palmist tells them a few tidbits of information that turn out to be correct. The person in question then believes that and starts to suppose in their mind that someone that has never met them by reading their hands has an insight into information of their life that the actual bearer of that hand does not possess. Indeed, university is not an institution that is just used for learning. It is where every falsehood is unleashed. Crystal balls are also very popular. One can find astrologers and palmists in the same building practicing their trade and employing crystal balls as their use of inspiration. The Concise Oxford Dictionary has actually defined a crystal ball. It states, quote, crystal ball is a noun, a globe-shaped crystal used for forecasting the future by crystal gazing, concentrating one's gaze on a crystal to obtain a picture by hallucination, etc. Close quote. This is taken from page 229 of the Concise Oxford Dictionary. So the crystal ball is more of an advanced form of scrying. And you will find people that employ the use of palm or tea leaves or palmistry, sometimes utilizing the crystal ball, or sometimes all three people in the same environment, utilizing these dark forces. There are advertisements in large cities across the United States, as well as in the United Kingdom, that advertise for people who would like to have their fortune read in a crystal ball. In the Muslim world, although done secretly, this certainly does exist. And it has to be stamped out of our presence. But I believe, perhaps more dangerous than palmistry, more dangerous than tea leaf reading, and more dangerous than crystal balls, is what I'm about to speak about next. Youth between the ages of 17 and 23 experiment with this dark art more than any other at any other time. It is in their high schools, their colleges, their universities, and some even take the initiative of either buying it themselves or making one for their own usage. Most of the youth, if you ask them, will be familiar with the Ouija board. Because of its influence, its popularity, and the mystical properties that are attached to it. But let me say, there is nothing friendly, benign, or beneficial about the Ouija board. The Concise Oxford Dictionary describes the Ouija board as, quote, Ouija board as a noun. A board lettered with alphabets and other signs, used with planchette or movable pointer to obtain messages in spiritual seances. Close quote. This is taken from the Concise Oxford Dictionary, page 724.